December 24, 2002, Modesto, California. A pregnant woman vanishes without a trace. Her husband says she went on a walk with the dog. But as days pass, his story starts to unravel. What began as a desperate search would end with a national obsession, and a chilling betrayal that left the country speechless. 911 audio plays faintly in background. "My daughter's missing. She's 8 months pregnant." Laci Denise Peterson was 27 years old, radiant, and full of life. She and her husband, Scott Peterson, seemed like the picture-perfect couple. They lived in a quiet Modesto neighborhood, preparing to welcome their first child, a baby boy they planned to name Connor. Laci was 8 months pregnant when she disappeared on Christmas Eve morning. According to Scott, she had planned to walk their dog, Mackenzie, in the park. But when her stepfather found Mackenzie wandering the neighborhood with a leash still attached, alarm bells rang. By the time night fell, a full-scale search was underway. Friends, neighbors, and even strangers gathered in Modesto with candles, flyers, and hope. But that hope would soon give way to national suspicion. At first, Scott appeared to cooperate. He gave interviews. He distributed flyers. But then cracks appeared. Reporters noted his lack of emotion. Friends and family saw him withdrawing. The media began to scrutinize every word he said, and what he didn't say. Then came the bombshell. Amber Frey, a massage therapist from Fresno, stepped forward. She had been dating Scott, who told her he was single. Not only that, he told her in early December that he had lost his wife, and it would be his first Christmas alone. This was before Laci disappeared. Police quickly turned their attention to Scott. Surveillance showed inconsistencies in his story. His boat trip to Berkeley Marina on the day Laci vanished raised eyebrows. He claimed to have been fishing, yet brought no gear, and the exact location he visited would later become the scene of a gruesome discovery. On April 13, 2003, a couple walking along the San Francisco Bay shoreline made a chilling discovery: the partial remains of a baby, umbilical cord still attached. The next day, a badly decomposed female torso was found nearby. DNA tests confirmed the worst. Laci and her unborn son, Connor, were dead. Scott Peterson was arrested just days later, near the Mexican border, with $15,000 in cash, camping gear, his brother's ID, and his hair dyed blonde. To many, it looked like he was trying to flee. The trial began in 2004 and drew massive media attention. Prosecutors laid out a chilling case. Scott had killed Laci to free himself from the responsibilities of fatherhood and to continue his relationship with Amber Frey. They argued that he transported her body in his boat, then dumped her in the bay. The defense countered that there was no physical evidence linking Scott to the murder. No blood, no weapon, no eyewitnesses, just a trail of circumstantial evidence. But for the jury, it was enough. In November 2004, Scott Peterson was found guilty of first-degree murder for Laci and second-degree murder for baby Connor. He was sentenced to death. Years later, questions still linger. Critics argue that the case was based on emotion, not evidence. Legal experts point to the lack of physical proof and the media's influence. In 2020, the California Supreme Court overturned Scott's death sentence due to jury selection issues, though his conviction remains. Supporters of his innocence continue to campaign, alleging flaws in the investigation and calling for a new trial. The murder of Laci Peterson was more than a crime. It was a tragedy that pierced the heart of America. It reminded us that the people we trust most can hold the darkest secrets. And even now, years later, the question still echoes: did justice truly prevail?